Did you get a
What
chance to watch my video today by chance?
was that the one about men and women talking different languages?
Yes.
Yes. You're so right there, Ron.
Actually, the truth of the matter is it has nothing to do with gender.
Yeah.
Humans don't always talk the same language, even when they both speak English.
Yeah, no, I totally agree. No, I can totally resonate with you. I just, okay, actually, look, do you mind if I just start off with that video? Because quite a few things you said there, I just wanted to let you know about me and sort of a little bit about where I come from, because I come from silence. And the reason why I created the Group of One was because I couldn't speak very well. I didn't know how to write. I didn't know how to use the internet. I didn't know how to do anything. Yeah, I had a truth. I've always been an observer of life and of people, because I wasn't able to actually interact how most people do, so I didn't have the gift of verbal diarrhea, as I call it. I didn't have the gift of like that verbal communication. So in 2006, basically, I went through an awakening. I connected with all that is. I'm very much in touch. Well, very much. I am in touch with Source, totally connected. And basically, yeah, I had an experience. Everything went tits up. It was fantastic. I had a great time, but a lot of people around me couldn't understand. I couldn't talk to them about it because I had no one to talk to about it. Everybody thought they knew what was best for me. I knew what was best for me. I was incredibly stubborn, but I had to be for my own well-being. So that's sort of where I come from, really. And so when I saw one video of yours, and I think it must have been, let me see, it was because it was January 2011, wasn't it? So when you started.
That's when I started, yes. January 11th, actually.
Hello, of course.
and that was not intentional, by the way.
Well, not consciously, it wasn't.
No, not consciously intentional.
So it must have been about 2 months after that when I attracted you into my reality, or created you to remind me of who I am. And it was that's when I contacted you and invited you to join the Group of One. If I remember rightly, as I do with all spiritual leaders and people out there speaking the truth, I've invited all of them that I come across to the Group of One, because I see you as my mouthpiece. Okay. Wow. So because I don't have that gift, I don't have that. It's not natural. I can do it. I could do it. I could do anything. I know I can do anything. I don't want to. I don't need to. I've got other people around the world doing it for me. So it's
well, there have been days, especially a few in the past couple of weeks, that I've been wondering if I bit off more than I could chew. Especially when I made a promise to myself that I would tell the truth no matter what.
Yeah. Well, no, but fantastic. You've told your truth. And I think
that's the only truth anybody can tell, by the way.
Exactly.
You can't really tell. There is no the truth.
Exactly.
Well, there may be things that are truthful for everybody, but there's no one single brand of the truth.
Yeah, I know. Try getting that across to people. It's quite interesting, isn't it? But I totally resonate with that one. So yeah, with regards, I cannot not speak the truth, because I've had to teach myself to speak anyway, so because I come from nothing, I've not been conditioned to speak how most people speak. That makes sense. So I can only speak the truth. My truth.
That sounds like Anastasia. Did you read the Ringing Cedars of Russia series at all? Have you been?
I do know. I've heard of Anastasia. We've connected telepathically. That was a few years ago now.
I felt that I connected with her telepathically too, back at the time that I was reading the book. Not so much anymore.
Yeah.
Continue though. You connected with her and you felt or?
Yeah. Do you know what? I can't remember the exact event, but there was something, and I'm not into sort of like my sort of worker side, my sort of passions aside. There isn't any one particular thing that I'm into. I live in the now. Time doesn't exist where I am. I do have problems sometimes. I have to write everything down. It's like, right, okay, this is, when I've got to be somewhere. But yeah, because time doesn't exist, I live in the now and I act in the now. I speak in the now and I speak on, and that's who I am. Obviously, how was I going to say? Yeah. So with this event, as I said, I can't remember the details. Because I don't do details. I just remember experiences. With this particular event, the lead up to it, all of a sudden, it was, how the universe works. It brought me about 3 or 4 in different forms, her name. Somebody told me they were reading a book. Then I looked on the internet and all of a sudden there it was on the page. In various different forms, or someone post a video, but it happened within and this is how things happen with me. If there's a message for me, then it will let me know. Normally within about 3 or 4 weeks, I'll get like a real blast of it. And so it's like, okay, so I'll do a little bit of research, go, right, okay, that's the message for me. That's the message for me then because if it doesn't serve me, I know it's for someone else. So that's why I put it back out there. And it's sort of like, right, it comes. So basically, yeah, it's sort of coming through me so I can then put it back out in my Katy way of doing things, as opposed to, how everybody else is, but see, everybody is a different expression of who I am. We are. Everybody, okay, let's let me, okay, you're talking about masculine and feminine, okay, because this is a brilliant one. A lot of my friends, I am very in touch with my masculine side, although I am all woman. I'm very much woman, but I'm very in touch with my masculine side. My trade, I'm a barber. I've been a barber for 29 years. So I've worked in a man's world. I can only be around men purely because I think logically, although at the same time, I'm incredibly spiritual, intuitive as well. I understand what you say when talking about sort of relationships. My partner, he is a Libra, funny that, and can talk the hind legs off a donkey. So we are totally opposites. In fact, we are so opposite. It's most people that meet us separately actually are quite shocked when they see us together. Because
what are you? He's a Libra. You are a
Pisces.
Okay.
Yeah.
The lady from Canada is a Pisces also.
Right.
Just point of reference.
Yeah. Yeah, there's I mean, thing is, I used to follow astrology. I used to follow sort of like horoscopes. I used to follow, I used to find everything fascinating because it helped me. It all helped me on my path to find out who I was. And And what I came to the conclusion of is I am none of that. So now I don't follow any of it. I just follow myself. But I had to go through all of that in order to find out who I was. I'm what is called a crystal adult. I live in Christ consciousness 24/7. For the most part of my life, when I wasn't consciously aware of the term crystal, Jesus was my spirit guide. Yet Jesus is who I am not, yet we are one. So I speak the truth. Quite often, Ron, well, I just tell him to shut up. You know, sometimes with the Christ energy, or I get a little message, you know, and I remember, it's very interesting, the lead up to when I connected and allowed the Christ energy to totally come in, in 2006. I was incredibly scared. I was so scared because I worried about what people would think if I ever told anyone. I thought, they're going to think I'm nuts. They're going to think I'm mad. And it was, I sort of resisted, but at the same time wanted it to happen. And it was like, you know, I just wasn't sure, but it was a really gradual process. And, you know, the actual connection, when I actually sort of connected totally and then, you know, just surrendered to what is, that's when the Christ energy came in. Where was I going to go with that? Can't remember. Anyway, I do that as well. I go off on tangents and can't remember. But
happens to me too.
Yeah. So what I was going to say to you is that if there's anything that, as we spoke, your truth is your truth, my truth is my truth. If there's anything that you'd like to ask me about anything, I can't not tell the truth, and I speak my truth always at all times, because at the end of because I know you are just an extension of who I am. You are who I am, Ron. I know that. Yet you are not me at the same time. So
the paradox.
Funny that.
Yeah.
Yes, the paradox. So it's that's basically what I was going to say. So you could ask, you know, I'll talk about, you know, unless you choose you want to share. But anyway,
let me ask you something. I mean, the last few days especially, I've had comments all over the place about the situation with me and the lady from Canada. And many people have suggested that she has been coming from less than a pure place. Personally, I don't feel that. But many people keep harping on it that she was taking me for a ride from the beginning. I didn't get that. Now, maybe I was being completely naive and stupid, you know, which some people have said that I am anyway, because I'm so I tend to be very trusting.
Yeah, well, so am I.
But what do you know? You've seen some of the dialogue. What do you pick up in your spirit regarding her?
Right.
Her intentions. I mean, not her as a person, but her intentions.
Yeah. I feel the same as you, Ron. I believe this is what I'm picking up from her is fear of confrontation of herself. Now, the thing is, people like yourself, Ron, and people like me, people are frightened of me, Ron. People fear me. They are absolutely frightened of me because I tell it like it is. in every, normal day to day, people are frightened. And the reason why they are is because I make them confront themselves. And people don't want to know themselves. They much prefer to have someone lead them than lead themselves. And when they're faced with that, having to, when the mirror is put in front of them and say, right, come on, look at yourself, they run. It's nothing that you've done. You are just being who you are in every given moment. It's nothing you have done. It's her. It's her journey. It's nothing she's done either. It's her. It's part of her evolutionary path.
And she is saying that. She's saying it's not about you, Ron. It's about me with me, and it's about you with you.
Yeah.
It's not about us. It's about each of us with ourselves. And
Yeah.
and she's showing me reflections of me, and I'm showing her reflections of her. I mean,
Yeah.
I feel she's very connected. And that's why I was so taken aback when she seemed willing to just pull back and even end the communication, which ends even the friendship, because friendship requires communication, not just intimate relationships, but
Yeah.
friendships require communication if they're an active friendship. Now, I mean, I'm not, most of my 5,000 plus friends on Facebook, there's only allowed to be 5,000 at a time, but some have gone off just to make room for others.
Mm.
And I'm not an intimate friend with most of them. There are only a handful that I have an intimate, regular friendship with, that I communicate with on a semi-regular basis, even if it's only every other week or so.
Likewise.
Yeah. But I mean, with her, I mean, I felt she was actually my friend before anything else, and with no, and her inability or unwillingness to communicate cuts me off from even a friendship. I mean, I've had people that thought that they were my twin flame and soulmate and stuff like that in the past, and it didn't prove to be a mutual perception. But I'm still friends with them. The lines of communication remain open. With her, I mean, I feel that she wants the lines closed because she fears an argument, which we've never argued.
No. She knows herself, and she knows that she will get angry with herself for not telling you her truth because she hasn't told her truth to herself yet.
Yeah, it's an interesting dynamic, and I still haven't figured out. I still haven't figured out the whys and the what I'm supposed to see and what I'm supposed to get. I mean, I'm still in a place of not knowing,
Well,
and hurt. There's still a lot of hurt going on inside of me.
There's and you talked about love and how you said it isn't love. Well, it is love. It's just expressed in a different way
than what I would like. Than what most of us would like.
Exactly. With my partner, we've been together 15 years, so he's been through all of it with me, and he's been through thick and thin, and I've not been able to tell him a lot of stuff because he's from a scientific background, degree in biology, so forth, and what was physically going on with me, I just knew he wouldn't understand. If I was saying to him, I couldn't have said to him, my DNA is upgrading. He would just totally take me down to the mental hospital, anything like that. I couldn't have said any of it. So I've had, as I said, I've had to do it all over the years with absolutely no one. So, but with Tony, Michael Hall, I think he sent you a message actually. But anyway,
somebody sent me a message in regard to you, and I can't remember who it was.
Oh yeah,
the other day I probably got 1,000 plus messages in one day.
I'm not surprised.
And over 2,000 people watched the video the first day. It's approaching 3,000 now.
was. Thing is, you expressed what so many people just feel and think.
Yeah.
You actually said, you sort of like, basically you made their unconscious conscious.
Well, that's what Carl Jung said our job is.
You know, I'll be totally honest. When I watched that video, I had to watch it. I watched it twice. Your first one, where you got really angry, and I was going, go on, go on. It's like I was watching a football match or something.
Well, I had to have 3 screwdrivers in the space of about maybe 45 minutes to get to that point. And even then, my spirit tried to calm me down in the middle of it. And I says, no, I need this energy right now. Just let me alone.
Yeah. Oh, it's fantastic. But the thing is, with Tony, I say to him, listen, there is no right way to be. There is just about being yourself. And a lot of people in the spiritual community think, as you said, I think in one of your recent videos, that it's not all about love, light, soft and fluffy. It is about anger. It is all about ego. I mean, talk to anybody I know and I tell them I love my ego.
Me too.
You know? I absolutely love it. And people are like, oh, you can't say that. Why can't I say it? I love my ego. I love myself. I totally 100% love myself. And I put myself first at all times, because I am here to serve myself. The thing is, I know I'm a healer, but I have to heal myself first. I can't heal others unless I've healed myself first. And so this is why I am and do and say what I do. I'm always putting myself first. Now, myself is, in this instance, you are who I am. I'm just helping myself.
You actually sound a lot like my friend from Canada. She's a beautiful soul. Mm-hmm. And she speaks some of the same things that I hear you speaking. And she's protecting herself right now. And I honor her for that. But I wish she would allow me to be in her world and part of the process. That's the part that I don't get that hurts.
Yeah, well, she has to be in her own world first. Mm-hmm. That's the thing. It's finding, and I very often, well, not now, but I used to say to Tony, well, Michael, his real name's Michael, but we call him Tony. Don't ask. Anyway, and I've said,
she's had a few Michaels in her life.
Oh, anyway, no, I said to him, I said, I don't need you. And I mean it, I don't need him. And he's now got to a point he doesn't need me. And it's fantastic because we don't need each other, but we choose to be with each other.
That's a healthy relationship.
Yeah, but we love each other unconditionally, without condition. There are no conditions. Because we just, his strengths are my weaknesses and my strengths are his weaknesses. And so for me, about relationships are about finding out who the other person is. Because before I met Tony, I was quite sort of probably very insecure. I used to scrape my hair back, wear punky outfits. So I was just really sort of like, I didn't want to be attractive. Just because I didn't, working the barbers as well, I just sort of knew what men liked in a woman, and I thought, oh my gosh, I have those traits. So I used to sort of cover them up, that it just used to sort of frighten me a little bit. So I've always wanted someone to accept me totally 100% for who I am and not for my body. This is just a vehicle. That's the way I see it. It's just a vehicle here serving me. I love it to death, don't get me wrong, but that's how I see it. Yeah. And so with Tony, I very much, like that with him. But he's used to me now, obviously. spent so many years with it. But yeah, it's the unconditional loving relationship. Yeah, it just works. But because within this relationship, I do what feels right for me in every given moment, and he does what feels right for him in every given moment. Now, a lot of people that I speak to about our relationship have said, what, you mean you can both go out and do what you want? You've both got an open relationship. And I said, well, it probably sounds like that from their perspective. I said, but actually, no, because we both love each other unconditionally, we don't want to be with anyone else because, you know, we both, we are one. We are sort of the one source with, but the two facets. I don't know how to describe it. Not like he doesn't complete me because I'm complete already and he's complete already, but we're just like two sides of the same coin. That makes sense.
Well, to me, I see this complete, incomplete thing as both true.
Yeah, exactly.
You know, because it is true that we are self-sufficient and everything is contained within us, but it's also true that we are made to complement another. And I don't mean compliment like giving a compliment. I mean compliment like incompleteness. That, you know, she shall be a helpmeet unto you, you know, to use the biblical thing. And it's not good that man should be alone. I will make a help fit for him. And that's the woman. And that's the way creation designed it. So yes, we are to be complete within ourselves, but yes, we are also to be incomplete enough to allow ourselves to share our being with another being who shares him or herself with us. I mean, it's again the paradox, and that's how I see much of life. It's this dance of opposites and of apparent contradictions that are both true.
Yeah, exactly. Yes, I totally understand. What was I going to say then? Okay, let's go quantum.
Sounds interesting, even exciting.
But in quantum in layman's terms.
Okay.
Okay, this is coming from my truth. This is how I live my life. This is how I actually see my life. Because I've been living it for 6 years, it's become part of the norm for me. There is only one of me, Ron. There is only me. This is something, again, obviously I've had conversations with Tony, and I said I love every single human being, every living creature, everything in this universe, other universes, everywhere. I love everything unconditionally. Now, he used to find that incredibly difficult. You know, he used to say, well, why are you with me then? I said, well, I'm not. You're with me. You know, I don't need you. And I am, you know, and I'm being, just speaking my truth to him, although, yeah, it sounds a bit like, you know, but it's like, I'm just telling him the truth. Because I said, well, there is only one of me. There is only one of me. All just creative, different expressions. Everyone's my mirror. Everything's my mirror. Everything outside is a complete illusion made up by me in order for me to remember who I truly am. And the science, where the science of this comes in, is that each individual person on the planet is the creator of their own separate, unique reality based on their experiences, beliefs, so forth. And I said, but ultimately, there is just one of us. And the thing is, okay, I'll go from a sort of science. I mean, I'm not a scientist, but I've done research into this to find out who I am so I can share it with others. From a scientific point of view, if you could just imagine, I'm a camera projector. So all my thoughts and everything, my beliefs and so forth, are like the tape, you know, on the real tape here. And then it's projected out through my eyes. And then what I see in front of me is my reality is what I see. Is basically everything that is around me right now is just a manifestation of all my thoughts and feelings projecting out through my eyes. Now, what's going on behind that door actually doesn't exist. Only what I am observing exists. Does that make sense?
Not from a human standpoint, but from a higher standpoint, yes.
Yeah.
And
Okay.
I'm getting feedback.
Oh. Okay. So that's the thing. So when Tony is in the room, sorry.
I just turned my speaker way down, and I'm still getting feedback.
Oh.
Okay.
You're right. You okay? Do you want to phone back or something?
No, we're okay.
Okay.
It's only when I talk. It's not when you're talking.
All right. There's a sign. Sorry, joking. Oh, got a bit of a mad sense of humor. Yeah. So that for me is the paradox that yes, there is only one of us. There is only me, because everything outside of me is complete illusion, and I'm making it all up. I've made it all up. Everything is just, I've just made it all up. But at the same time, the paradox is that each one of us are creators of our own reality, because, you know, being all interconnected, interrelated, interdependent of each other. So, yeah, so we're all separate, yet we're all one at the same time.
Mm-hmm. That's the big paradox. Separation is real, but so is unity.
Yeah. Yeah.
And they're both illusions.
Exactly. Exactly. And from a scientific perspective as well, is that actually nothing here exists. I mean, they proved that nothing, you know, nothing is real.
Nothing is solid. There is no such thing as solid.
Exactly. It's all vibration, vibrating at various different speeds in order to appear solid. You know, so it isn't real anyway. We're just making it all up wrong.
Because we love the story and we love drama. And we each get to write our own play.
Oh yeah.
And as the leading role, and we can get our, you know, supportive actors. That's what the message was about today that I went to hear my friend talk. She talked about rewriting her story with her husband as comic relief. It was funny. And then she has all these walk-on actors that don't even get named in the credits. They're just walk-ons. They walk on and they walk off, and nobody mentions them because they're not a significant part of the story. But they're a little piece. They give a little piece here and there. She did a good job, but I was in a really bad mood.
Well, I say to a lot of people, I said, people have just been put on this earth to entertain me. I said, I'm, you know, I imagine myself sat in a massive theatre and I'm the only one in the auditorium, like looking at the stage, and everybody in the world is on the stage, and all I'm watching my own sort of, you know, comedy show, and each person is playing their own unique Monty Python part. And it's just absolute mayhem, but they're all taking it so seriously, you know. And it's just you know, for me, all of life is about fun, and again, it's how I feel inside, because I know I'm vibrational energy. I am not this what you see. I know that however that feels inside, this fun and happy and always having a laugh and stuff, is I'm by that resonating outwards, I'm only attracting more of that. So people say to me, you know, what are you seem really happy? And I said, well, I am happy. I said, I'm very happy. I'm happy and I'm at peace. You know, so many people say, well, how can you be? I said, well, I'm at peace with myself. I totally accept myself. I love myself unconditionally, without condition. I just, this is who I am. Whether other people accept me or not really is not my problem. That's their journey. And, I give them the unconditional love space, because I would much rather someone shout and be angry at me than anyone else, because I don't take anything personally, because I know what they're saying to me has absolutely nothing to do with me and everything to do with them. I got this little trick. I put this imaginary mirror up in between us, and the mirror's facing them, and so I just sort of sit behind it, but listen to them. But I can tell so much from a person when they're shouting at me to how they're truly feeling, because it's not about me. It's never about me. It's only about me if I choose to allow it. Like if somebody said to me, "My God, you're beautiful," I'll accept that one.
Well, I use God as the mirror or the sounding board or what, and I've done that a lot, and I think that's a very therapeutic and healthy thing to do, as I said in my video yesterday.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm God, you're God, we're all God, but to have a personification for my own psychic sanity, I mean, I've used that for a number of years in my life. Actually, a number of decades.
Yeah, that's right. I mean, I worked out that I was God through my connection with the Christ energy, and it was only when talking to obviously, I called him Mr. J back then, so people wouldn't know who I was talking about, but that just always stuck. My Jesus, when Jesus out there in the illusion, when I thought he was my spirit guide, but really it's just the Christ energy. Then, the illusion. Oh, I find it difficult sometimes going back to when I believed in the illusion. So yeah, but when I thought Jesus was my spirit guide, but started coming closer and closer into my life, the signs and all loads of stuff. Once the connection was really strong, and it was almost the day where when I actually surrendered and allowed the energy to come in, I had said to Jesus, well, I don't, I don't understand. I'm not Jesus, because I thought that I was Jesus. I thought what Jesus was trying to tell me was I was Jesus, and I wasn't having it, because I'm stubborn anyway. I'm a very stubborn one.
Me too.
Yeah. Well, I wasn't having it. I was going, don't be so stupid. Jesus is a bloke. He's he. And I thought, right, fine, okay. I said, what? I'm a. Okay. So I thought, right, okay. So I'm like Jesus, whereas but I'm a modern version. A 2013 model version of Jesus. So in that, it was like, right, okay. So and I thought, well, we do have a lot of similarities at that time, because this was before I could speak properly. And so I sort of accepted, and I thought, fine, okay. I was being told it was all be fine, it had done. It was very step by step. Anyway, so when that actually did happen, it was a good few months, about 4 or 5 months after the experience, when my uncertainty of whether I was Jesus or not, the answer came, and it wasn't. I wasn't. I was like, God for that, thank God for, excuse the pun, right. But what I did realize was Jesus is who I am not, yet we are one. And I strongly feel that I am Jesus reincarnated, right? But I also believe that you are Jesus reincarnated. And I believe everyone here on the planet is Jesus reincarnated, because we are all creators of our own reality. It's not just me. I'm not saying to people, yes, I do. I believe each and every single person on the planet is a creator of their own reality. And we are all crystal children and adults. I see a lot of thing about indigos and crystals. And people say to me, oh, indigos, so you're an indigo crystal? And I go, I don't believe in indigo children. I don't believe in indigo adults. If you want to use that, I believe that everyone's a crystal. Everyone's a crystal. We all belong to the earth. We're all made of star stuff. I just, that's how I see it. Does that make sense?
Yeah, but I still go back and forth on we create our own reality, because, I mean, somebody wrote to me, and I just saw the follow-up message saying that nothing ever happens to anyone without their consent. And I said, that is totally a lie. Things happen to all of us every day without our consent. But yet, from the higher perspective, I understand what she's saying.
Mm.
But from the human perspective, it rarely appears that we're creating our own reality. I mean, that's my experience. And it's very frustrating sometimes to think, well, I create my own reality. I've created this pain and suffering for myself that I'm experiencing right now. Why the hell would I do that? Why would I create a reality that hurts? Why would I create a reality where I don't seem to be in control of what's happening in my own life? So I wrestle a lot with that idea. And so it makes it difficult. I hear all the New Age stuff and all the channeled information and things like what you're saying, and I've had the same message oftentimes myself, and yet something doesn't seem congruent about that idea with the actual experience of living my life. And I think a lot of people are in a similar dilemma on that one.
Well, yes. Well, I can understand. I do understand one. Okay. Ultimate reality. There are no paradoxes. There is just one of us. That is the ultimate reality.
I believe that intellectually.
Right.
Sometimes it's hard to grasp that emotionally.
Well, it's no accident that we're having this conversation, and it's no accident I'm telling you that, Ron.
Right.
And upon reflection, from this moment on, the universe will bring you signs in various different ways and forms to actually reaffirm that message to you. I know that for a fact because it's been happening for me for 6 years, and I tell other people that. It's always upon reflection, because perhaps the universe has called me forward to plant the seed, and then I can just let it go and allow the universe to do its work. Perhaps the universe just talking through me, passing the message on.
I'm not arguing with you. I hope you understand that.
No, I know. I just, tell it like it is. It's got to come out, when it comes in, it's got to go out. If it's not meant to be, it's gone. No. Even if it's meant for me, it goes out anyway, because I don't care. I've got nothing to hide. Yeah.
So, you wanted to have the conversation with me, and was there something in particular, especially, that you felt you wanted to? Was it that message that we create our own reality again? Was it reinforcing that? I mean, what were you thinking when you suggested that we have a conversation? Others also suggested. At least one other person said that you need to talk with. I need to talk with you, Katy, and
Yeah.
And here we are.
Okay. Well, when I first saw the video, I just felt that the message that came through was heal the healer, because you're a powerful mouthpiece for so many people. And what you have to share and your gifts you have to offer, how can I put it? I mean, you heal millions, Ron. I'm not just talking about, you know, the thousands of people that you know. Think the ripple effect of the people around those people who listen to your videos. Think of the ripple effect around those people, and the ripple effect around those people. Just one big massive ripple effect going out there. And you are the person that is there, the lead in the eyes of those that are following you. And that's how, because I see you as my mouthpiece, Ron, I feel it's my right to talk to get in touch with you and help you heal yourself through this. Because, you know, there's millions of people in the world that, well, I don't want to say it, look up to you, because I don't do pedestals. But
I don't like pedestals either.
no, I'm on so many people have put me on pedestals. I go, take that pedestal away. You know, I do get a bit, don't like it, but.
I remember when I met my mentor the first time in the flesh and actually sat in the room, in his living room, talking to him face to face. And I mean, I had him on such a pedestal, and he took himself off that pedestal really quickly. He recognized that that's where I had him, and
yeah.
He made it really, really clear that he was just like me.
Yeah.
You know, don't put me on a pedestal. But I had him in the place of some type of a superhuman, and which really was making myself subservient. And he says, you're not subservient to me. And I don't know if that was the conversation. He says, you have a tremendous gift of helping people understand the paradox. Paradox is your forte. You speak the language. He was the first person to ever tell me that. And it sort of stuck with me all these years later. That was like 1980.
Yeah.
So.
Well, in ultimate reality, there is no paradox.
No, but for the human living their human life, it seems to be.
Well, for most, not me.
Okay.
No, not me. I do. Thing is, since I went through my experience, I connected with all that is, and everything just is being what it is. You are just being what you are. Everything's just being what it is. And I just go with the flow of me, my feelings, what I do, my experiences, what I make choices next. Changes used to happen and I used to resist them. Now I get change. I'm constantly changing my mind all the time, because one moment something may feel right and then literally next instant it won't feel right. So I'll change my mind. But I know I'm changing it because I'm following my flow. It's because I know I'm connected. I'm connected to Mother Earth. Mother Earth is who I am. I'm connected to the Father Sky. I'm connected to all of it. So, and it's sort of like almost guiding me. And, I spent many years, what I resist persists. And so in the end, I just surrendered, gave up and thought, okay, I'm just going to go with my flow. And, now I'm like a bowling ball down a skittle alley and everyone's coming through. Woo! But it's become part of the norm. It's just an everyday thing for me. But, at the same time, okay. In the world of the illusion out there, for those people that they haven't grasped the concept, yet, that it's all a complete illusion, making it all up. People who live in fear give off a fear vibration, so they attract just fear experiences to themselves. So this is why a lot of, really sort of bad things are happening to a lot of people, because they're attracting those experiences into their lives, because there's there's something in there that they're frightened to face up to. It's not about anything out here. It's something about themselves. What they, that there's something that they fear. I when I found out about when I realised that I didn't need Tony, for example, there was an experience happened. It was about 2 years ago, and I thought, oh my God, why did I act like that? And then I answered the question. I'd said to myself, are you frightened of losing him? And when I asked myself that question, I thought, oh my God, am I frightened of losing him? Am I frightened of not being with him anymore? And then I had to think and I thought, oh my God. And then I thought, actually, no, because I can do this on my own. I'm fully capable of living my life, doing what I do. I've got that many sort of, close friends. And I know I can get on and do what I do, because at the end of the day, if it's meant to be, it's meant to be. But if he chose to, and I've said to him countless times, if he chooses to go off with someone else or be with someone else, that's absolutely fine, because I love him unconditionally, and I know that he is just serving his highest good. He's on his evolved spiritual journey, and I totally understand. I totally 100% mean that. He is just serving he's on his journey, and who am I to stop him from finding out who he truly is? I mean, I have no right to stop him from finding out who he truly is. And I would send him off with love and tell him the door is always open. The door isn't even on the hinges. There is no door, But the thing is, with unconditional love, Ron, people don't trust it because they don't understand it.
Especially when it comes to intimate relationships, when we come from a place of lack.
Exactly.
And I do that a lot still.
That's okay.
Although I was okay with it for 2011 and 2012, it wasn't till 2013 that it started waking up in me again and feeling like I need that partner. I never thought that I was going to be doing videos as long as I've been doing it.
I would say find the relation, be in love with your relationship with yourself. Love yourself. Treat yourself gently.
Well, I have felt that I did, but again, I've been awakened to this potential of having a partner, and that has always been significant to me. Always.
Well, it will happen. But if you really, really want to help other people, you must first help yourself. It doesn't happen. It doesn't work the other way around. Because eventually when people are out there trying to help other people, so much so, and they're not putting their own, their own needs first, their own helping themselves first, that's when, all the giving is going there and there's no receiving. You're not giving back to yourself. And it's about finding that balance.
Do you know that this is being recorded?
Ooh, yay! That's good.
I mean, I have a program that automatically records Skype calls. Now, I can delete them as soon as they're finished. I mean, I don't have to do anything with them. And we've been on for just shy 55 minutes. We've been on so far. It's keeping track. And I would like to actually send this to my friend in Canada. I would never share anything with anyone without permission of the other person. Mm-hmm. Are you okay with that?
I'm totally okay. Ron, you could, if you share this with your private friends, personally not Facebook or anything like that, or, you know, but with your private friends, like your friends that you personally
Well, the only
know.
person that I'm thinking of is the lady from Canada at this point.
Yeah. But, you know,
Of
if you,
actually sending her the
yeah,
video for her to watch if she chooses to.
yeah, of course. Yeah, of course. No, please do so, because she is also who I am.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and right now, you know, I'm still sorting through all the feelings and of the experiences that we've had over the past couple of weeks.
Yeah.
That seems to have shifted everything for me, and I'm still not clear on what it is that I'm supposed to, what the message is for me, what I'm supposed to do. You say heal myself. Uh, I I don't want to get to the place where I surrender to the point of saying, well, whatever happens is okay. My desires don't matter. I don't ever want to give that
Oh,
up.
yeah. Well, no, actually, no, Ron, it gets really fun. It gets really fun afterwards, because thing is, I love life now, and I go out and I create it. I'm about to start up a company, Synchrodice. I don't know if it's called Synchrodice.
Sacred ice. Yes, I'm.
Yeah, Evan Meyer, he owns it. Anyway, he's actually coming over here in 4 weeks' time from Australia. So we're setting up the company here in the UK, but Synchrodice is going to be a group of one product, and I'm one of the directors. So, and it's, you know, and this is all through group of one, and just collaborating and creating and talking and, you know, whatever, you know, because at the end of the day, it's all about collaboration and coming together with, you know,
That's how we're changing the world.
Exactly.
It really is.
Exactly. It's all about, you know, we are all each other's messengers. And all just there to help each other, aren't we? At the end of the day, that's what it's all about.
Yes, it is. So I do thank you for taking an hour and spending an hour with me.
I thank
conversation.
you. Yeah.
Appreciate your invitation, and I have to go back. I've been added to so many groups that, and I've shut off the notifications of 99% of them.
Yeah. Likewise.
Because I mean, I just couldn't handle all of the notifications I was getting. And so finally, I just had to shut it off, because I was getting over 1,000 emails every single day. It's the one just a couple of days ago. That's a rarity. That's without a lot of group notifications. They were all individual messages or comments or whatever. And then sometimes people get mad at me because I don't respond to them.
I know. I was saying to Tone, I mean, you know, it's the same to Tony. Oh my God, he must have been inundated. And, you know, if I was almost like tearing my hair out for you. I was so feeling you last couple of days.
Anyway, I do appreciate it, Katy, a lot. And would you like me to make video available to you when I share it with my friend in Canada?
All right, yeah, that'd be lovely. It'd be good to like listen back, because I never hear what I'm saying, because I just, you know, it just sort of comes naturally out. So to be able to sort of listen to it again, that'd be quite nice, actually.
Okay, well, I will share it with you and with her, and if I feel to share it with anyone else, I will ask your permission first.
You don't have to ask my permission. You have my permission, Mom.
Okay. But I probably won't be public. You know, if it's public, it'd go up on YouTube and Facebook, and you don't want it on Facebook. So.
Well, I'll tell you what. Do you know what? It doesn't matter.
Right, but I will inform you of any such decision to do that.
Yes.
If I feel led, I will talk to you about it first. Even though you've given me a blanket permission, I won't go public with this without the further consultation.
Certainly.
Because I think that's just being courteous to you.
You do what feels right for you, Ron.
Okay. Thank you, Katy.
Whatever's right for you is right for me.
Okay.
Unless it's not.
Namaste. Thank you for spending an hour with me.
It's okay.
Bye bye now.